Hello, my name is Craig Astor from Hodgenville, and I'm running as an independent write-in candidate for the special election on March the 19th for the 24th Kentucky House District seat, which includes LaRue, Hart, and Greene counties. I'm running as an independent because of certain extreme issues that have pulled both parties to the edges and has alienated or disenfranchised and even frustrates the majority of the voters that just wants a functioning government that provides for the things of the general welfare of the people, like roads and bridges and infrastructure, as well as public education. And I believe that part of the function of our government should be in having a public education system that is well funded and supported, but also that it's not necessarily a state down mandates, but the state should set a certain level. And I do believe in the local school boards. And I think the local school boards need to meet a certain standard. But if they want to go beyond that, then by all means, set a standard for their students that represents the desires of their communities and their school district. But I am concerned about the ideology of some of those on the right and the extreme right that would just like to privatize everything. And I do believe in the function of government. I do believe in the proper role and purpose of government. And it's not to privatize every agency and privatize the function and run it like a business. It's a government. And it is to provide what? Services and security and laws that causes us to live, hopefully, a peaceful life, tranquility, and justice for the people that is under its jurisdiction. So I'd like to talk about charter schools, and I know that has been a big push over the past several years. And even though we had sent Ruth, my wife of 38 and a half years, we sent our children to a private school. My dad was a public educator. I have several family members that my dad, my aunt, my uncle. I have a first cousin who was a superintendent of a school district out east. But I would just like to say that yes, we need a functioning, productive, and successful public educational system. And for those that want to say, no, just give us vouchers and just take away that money from them from being able to hire and compete in hiring new teachers and administrators and the things that provide for a good education. Some people just want to take away those funds and just put it into charter schools. And we need to take a look at charter schools because I think when I Googled the failure rate of charter schools, it's almost like 25% failure rate, and several never make it past 5 years. And so, yes, do parents need to have the freedom to pick whether it's homeschooling or go into a private institution? Yes, they should have those freedoms. But I know that my wife and we sacrificed financially to be able to provide that for our children. There's no regrets. But I do believe that we need to allow teachers to do what? Teach. They're educators. They want to educate. And should school boards be accountable to the people of that district? Yes. We're elected officials. It's not a a means of just governing without any accountability. We need to be accountable to those that elect us. So I am a strong supporter of public education. And for those that are employers or have small businesses, you want those graduates from high school, if you have a trades or a business, you want those graduates from high school to come in with a good knowledge or foundation to build upon, whether that's through secondary education or going to a trade school and getting an associate's degree like I did, to be able to be a worker and to be able to function and not be dependent upon the government, but to be able to provide a living. And so part of that is providing a good education for our children. And I know that the question is, do you believe in K3, K4, K5, kindergarten? I think that whatever the needs are for those children, and I know that as grandparents, my wife and I, that our grandchildren, we read books to them. I know their parents read books to them. And a lot of times, guess what? The education of our children starts where? At home. And I hope every parent out there realizes that it's our responsibility to see that our children and our grandchildren are brought up to where that they enjoy learning by reading books to them, by putting things in front of them that teach us how to count and how to associate colors, instead of just ignoring them and putting them in front of some Game Boy. I guess I dated myself there. In front of some Game Boy just to play Mario. We need to also be sure that our children are learning. And to me, one of the greatest things that a parent, I felt, could provide for his children, one of those things was a good education. And I am happy and proud that we live in a country, not like some of the third world countries that I was in during mission trips, to where like India and Kenya and some of the other third world countries, to where you have to pay dearly, and a lot of the poor people can't afford even to send their children to get an education, and so they're kept in a perpetual poverty cycle from generation to generation. And I don't believe any one of us wants to see that happen to here in America. So this is Craig Astor. I'm running as an independent write-in candidate for the special election on March 19th. I ask if you believe that I would represent the district well as an independent. I ask for your vote by checking the box and writing in Craig Astor or just Astor, A-S-T-O-R, come March the 19th, or if you vote early. Thank you and have a great day.